Hello traders, you're welcome to this video and I especially welcome you back to the Forex Geek channel. In this particular video, we are going to be discussing the RSI Trend Strategy. Now, if you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up because today we are diving into a super interesting strategy that can change the way you approach your trades. All right. If you've been trading for a while, you're probably familiar with the RSI, which is the Relative Strength Index. I'm just going to add the RSI to the chart right away. Sorry, there's a mistake. This is how the Relative Strength Index looks like. It's quite a popular indicator. So by the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to use it effectively, but you'll also know how to combine it with trend analysis to optimize your trades. So let us break it down. First things first, let's talk about what the RSI is. Now, the Relative Strength Index is a momentum oscillator that measures the speed and change of price movements. Now, as you can see here on the chart, it ranges from 0 to 100, okay? And its main function is to identify overbought and oversold conditions in the market. A reading above 70 basically is seen as overbought. So whenever you have the RSI above the 70 level, it indicates an overbought condition. All right. On the flip side, a reading below 30 indicates an oversold condition. All right. That shows that the market could be ready for a bounce or a reversal in the opposite direction. Now, the RSI is not just useful for identifying overbought or oversold levels. Okay, it's also incredibly powerful when combined with trend analysis, which is what we are going to talk about in this video. So how do you use the RSI to catch trends? You might be wondering, you might be asking, right? So here's where things get interesting, okay? The RSI Trend Strategy, that's the strategy that we are exactly addressing in this video. All right, the RSI Trend Strategy. So specifically, we want to use the RSI for trending analysis, for trend trading, or rather for following trends, for capturing trends, for trading in the direction of the trends. All right, so that is what the RSI Trend Strategy is referring to. Okay, now this strategy basically is all about using the RSI to confirm the direction of the market and helping us identify the best possible entries and exits. So we're just going to be starting with identifying the trend. All right, the first step is to look at the broader market trend, whether it's bullish or bearish. Now, from this particular example, we can see that the trend is currently bullish. All right, so we're going to be looking for buy opportunities. Having identified the direction of the trend, the next step is to look for opportunities in the direction of the trend. If it was a downward trend, for example, then we're going to be looking for sell opportunities. Okay, so once you've identified the overall trend, the next step is to use the RSI to find potential entry points within that trend. So here's the key. We want to buy when the RSI is above 50. You can see the 50 level here. The 50 level is the midpoint, right? The 50 level is the midpoint. So you want to enter a buy trade only when the RSI is above the 50 level, okay? And then you want to enter a sell trend, or you want to go short when the RSI is below the 50 level, okay? Now let us break it down with an example. Let's break it down with an example of a bullish market. Now, when the market is trending upwards, as we can see, this is a bullish example that we have right here on our chart. Okay, when the market is trending upwards, the RSI should typically stay above the 50 level, and we can see that, right? You can see that the buy trend began somewhere around here, and it was about that time that the RSI trended above from the 30 level up above the 50 level. You can see at the start of the buy trend, right? At the start of the buy trend, we can see that we had RSI moving from the 30 level up above the 50 level, right? And then throughout the buy trend, we can see what happened around here. You can see that the RSI maintained above the 50 level, showing that there is buy momentum in the market, showing a prevalence of buy momentum, a prevalence of bullish momentum. All right. So we are not just looking for any signal. Okay, we're not just looking for any signal. What we are waiting for is a pullback in the RSI, ideally into oversold territory. Okay, into oversold territory below 30. All right, when the RSI moves back below above 30, for example, if you want to trade in the direction of the trend, what you're going to be looking out for is when the RSI dips below 30. If you want to trade in the direction of the trend and you want to hold the trade for long, if you are more like a day trader or perhaps a swing trader, and you like to hold your trades for long, then your entry point should be when the RSI dips below the 30 and then climbs back above the 30. So for example, as we can see here, the RSI dips below the 30 and then climbed back above the 30. So that would have been your buy signal, right? So if you have entered a buy around here, this movement of the RSI above the 50 level, or rather the maintenance above the 50 level, will have given you a confidence that the bullish trend is still ongoing, right? So even though we were having a series of pullbacks, that wouldn't have been that wouldn't have been signals to exit your buy because the RSI was still above the 50. But if you are a scalper, then you can also be looking for multiple buy opportunities because scalpers open multiple trades, right? So you can be looking for multiple buy opportunities as the RSI bounces off the 50 level. Okay, so I hope the explanation is clear enough. So if you are a scalper, you can be looking for buy opportunities. So long as the RSI remains above the 50, you can keep on looking for buy opportunities as the RSI bounces off the 50 and at the same time respects the bullish trend line. Okay, because if the trend remains valid, then the price should continually respect the bullish trend line. As we can see that at each time when the RSI got close to the 50, it indicated a simultaneous drop of the price towards the bullish trend line. So whenever the price drops towards the bullish trend line, it's going to be a good opportunity to enter a buy if you are a scalper. And then as the price drops down again, another opportunity to enter a buy. As it drops again, another opportunity to enter a buy. As you can see, the RSI kept on bouncing off the 50 level and the price kept on bouncing off the trend line. So those were good opportunities to enter buy trades. Okay, but here's an important tip. Do not just jump into the market the second the RSI gets to the 50 level. Okay, try and wait for a curve. All right, try and wait for a curve upwards and ensure that price is bouncing off a support before you go ahead to enter your buy trade. All right, now the reverse is the case for a bearish market. All right, let's just see if we can find a bearish market real quick. Okay, the reverse is the case for a bearish market. Okay, so basically when you have a bearish trend, right, when you have a bearish trend, you should be looking out for opportunities when the RSI has crossed above the 70 level and start dropping below the 70 level. Remember that 70 level shows our overbought level. So when the RSI climbs above the 70 and begins to fall down, it indicates a good time to enter a sell. So if you are a swing trader or perhaps a day trader, you can consider entering a sell trade and then setting your stop loss above the swing high. As for a buy, you can set your stop loss below the swing low, right? And then you can exit your buy once the bullish structure has been broken. And in the case of a sell, you can exit your sell once the sell structure has been broken. Okay, that is when you have price climb above the resistance. Okay, that shows that the bearish structure has been broken. In this case, when you have price drop below the support, it shows that the bullish structure has been broken. So now, in this case, we are going to be looking for sell opportunities while the RSI remains below the 50 level. Remember that in the case of a buy, it was RSI remaining above the 50 level. In this case, it's going to be RSI below the 50 level, showing that there is bearish momentum. So at this point, as a swing trader or a day trader, you have considered entering a sell that you want to hold the trade for long. And then during this period of RSI being below the 50 level, it's just like confirmation. Yeah, it's just like confirmation that bearish momentum is still ongoing. Okay, so you can comfortably stay in your sell trade. All right, and then when we finally have a breakout from the bearish trend, price breaking above the resistance or RSI breaking above the 50 level significantly, then it shows a time to exit your sell. All right, so now let us talk about if you are a scalper, just like I mentioned in the case of a buy, right? If you are a scalper, you can be looking for multiple sell opportunities as the price bounces off the 50 level and comes down, right? And you will notice that simultaneously we had price bouncing off. You can have a series of trend lines. This is if you were scalping. Yeah, if you were scalping, you will notice that sometimes you will find out that we have multiple trend lines. We have multiple trend because a trend line is formed when you connect two highs or two lows, right? So you can say I connected this high, and this is one trend line. I connected this high and this high. This is another trend line. I connected this high, it's another trend line. So in some cases, you might not have one single trend line. This is for scalpers, right? This is for scalpers. So in case if you are looking for good opportunities to enter a sell, you can actually connect so long as the highs keep on being lower than the previous highs. This is the first high. This is a lower high. This is a lower high. This is a lower. So long as we are having lower highs, you might not necessarily always have a single trend line. Okay, so long as the bearish structure is maintained, lower highs and lower lows, you might not always have a single trend line. So just ensure that you are having lower highs and lower lows. Then just look for any opportunities of reversals within the trend. Okay, so in this case, we can see we had an opportunity of a reversal here. We had another opportunity of a reversal. This would have been a good place to enter a sell trade, enter a sell trade, enter a sell trade, enter a sell trade. This is for scalpers. Okay, so now that you understand how the RSI works in the context of trend analysis, let's review how to put it all together. Now, the first step is to identify the trend. All right, determine whether the market is in an uptrend or a downtrend. In this example we looked at, it was an uptrend, and in this other example that we looked at, it was a downtrend. All right, now secondly, your RSI confirmation. In an uptrend, okay, in an uptrend, look for RSI pullbacks below 30 and watch for the RSI to cross back above 30. That is when the trend is starting. Okay, when the trend is starting. And then if you are a scalper within the trend, you can look for multiple rejections around the 50 level. Then in the case of a sell, look for the RSI crossing above 70 and then pulling back down below 70. If you are a swing trader or a day trader, if you want to ride the trend, if you want to ride the trend, then you look for the RSI crossing above 70 and dropping below 70, and then you enter your sell. And if you are a scalper, you can look for multiple rejections around the 50 level within the sell trend. Now that wraps up this particular video on the RSI trend strategy. I hope you now feel more confident using the RSI to spot trends and make more informed decisions. Remember, the key to success in trading is consistency and understanding the tools you are using. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more trading tips and strategies. And as always, drop your comments or thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you are using RSI in your trading. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.